They're not going to trade Trey. They're going to say stuff like, Trey's having the best off. We've never seen Trey play this well. But they won't say it. They'll leak it. They'll whisper it. And then Tom Pelissero or Mike Silver be like, I'm hearing that Trey's looking really good. And it's all an attempt to boost his trade value. No one's going to buy it. No one's going to trade for a quarterback mid training camp. And then if he plays and plays well, the Niners will just keep him. Like there's no trade. He's either going to walk off this team in 2 years or he'll be the starting quarterback. It's one of those two.
That's the weird part about all this. Like,
just like Jimmy.
If he boosts his value enough to have value in a trade, why wouldn't you just keep him then? Because that means he's playing well. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's a bizarre scenario. And the other thing is this, and this is what I keep telling people. If the 49ers want to push back on a story, they can do it publicly. They can do it anytime they want. John Lynch has Twitter. He can tweet it out. They can call a press conference. They can call any reporter they want and push back. They don't need Ian Rappaport to reveal when nobody was asking that they pushed back. Like he just threw that out there. It wasn't like, hey, the 49ers say it's not true. What do you know? Like he just volunteered it. So if the 49ers really wanted to push back, they'd do it publicly.
Also, like this Sam Darnold speculation was going rampant for like 6 weeks. And, so Ian Rappaport starts it. The guys who would normally check would be like, let's say Matt Mayoko. He has Kyle Shanahan's number and John Lynch's number. He could text him and be like, hey, is there any truth to this? And he's the kind of guy who's reported in the past, like Kyle Shanahan says it's BS. But what Matt Mayoko said was, hey, Sam Darnold has the best arm the Niners have ever had. So it just feels like there's a lot of whispering that was going around that maybe the Niners wanted to get out. Maybe they didn't want it to get out, but it unintentionally tanked whatever trade value Trey Lance had that they might have were exploring during the draft. And now they're like, you know what? Let's just say that we really like him. Yeah, you should have said that the last 2 years.
Whoops.
Our
bad. Once again,
but it's the Jimmy Garoppolo playbook, man. It's like, let's just do the same thing we did when we decided we didn't like Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. Like, that didn't work. You ended up getting a comp pick for him. And I think they're essentially going to get a comp pick for Trey in a couple of years, or he'll be their franchise quarterback, one of the two.
Let me play devil's advocate because I know there are people out there that don't like when we do this. I think Steph Sanchez is one of them specifically that does not like Steph. When I try to read the tea leaves, and that's fine. Let's try to say that everything is good. Let's say, hey, the 49ers saw Trey and Sam working out, and maybe Trey looks a hell of a lot better than Sam.
Possible.
And so then now they're like, oh, damn, maybe Trey is better. Is it possible they're pushing back for that reason?
I would hope so. That's the other reason you could say, why is the timing now? Well, they've been in OTAs for a couple of weeks. You've seen them throw side by side. There haven't been team drills. But the thing with Trey is, like, I think you don't really need to see him in team drill. You need to see him warming up and throwing. Like, is he missing his target once every 10 throws? Film him in slow motion. Look at his mechanics. You know what you're looking for. And he's been working with a different coach than he's been working with the last 2 years. Not that the previous coach was bad, but maybe different methods, different results. I don't know. That's the optimistic, uncynical view that they looked at him and they're like, you know what? Hold on. He's made some strides. Possible.
Chris Sims talks about this a lot, about how when you see guys literally side by side, it's one thing to watch Sam throw and then watch Trey throw separately. But when they're on the field together, side by side, throwing at the same time, it's different. It's like when all the bodybuilders go out on stage at the end at the same time for the pose down. You can immediately look. There's the one, number 7. That's the winner.
He's gonna win.
Like, it's easy. And so maybe I would love it if they saw Trey, they saw Sam, and they're like, damn, Trey looks a lot better. He looks a lot better than Sam. And so let's tell Ian to quiet down a little bit.
Possible. Because the thing with Sam, like, they talk about him being a great thrower. He's not particularly accurate either. Look at his career completion percentage. It's below 60. I mean, for someone that Trey Lance needs to compete with, it's a pretty good choice because he has a lot of the same perceived strengths and weaknesses as Trey. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's competing with Jimmy, who's like the polar opposite of him and might perform or look better in camp.